Hello, and welcome to Trust Check with me, Hajara Hosseini. On Trust Check, we bring you verdicts on viral claims that may have had citizens asking so many questions. Before we get into that, let's take a quick break. Welcome back to Trust Check. The era of social media has given untrained individuals the power to break news and disseminate unverified information, which is mostly found to be either false or with the intent to instigate violence. So before sharing information online, take a moment to ask yourself, does the story sound too good to be true? Is the source of the story trustworthy? How will people react to your post? When in doubt, please do not share. Today, we take on a claim made by Reno Omokri via his Twitter handle. The former aide to President Goodluck Jonathan claimed that Anambra State does not have a passenger service airport. In the tweet, Reno Omokri alleged that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, made the citizens of the state poor while he was governor of the state. He also claimed that the state doesn't have an airport currently and the people have to travel through Asaba Airport in Delta State. In his words, 15 years after voting Peter Obi as their governor, has the lives of Anambra people improved? When they want to fly, they must drive 40 miles to the Asaba airports built by the Delta State government, as Anambra has no civil passenger airport. So why should I vote Obi? Well, let's start by telling you what a civil passenger airport is. A civil passenger airport is a place for the takeoff and landing of commercial aircraft and is equipped with the necessary aviation facilities, including a control tower. Checks have shown that since December 2, 2021, flight operations for both passenger and cargo commenced at the Anambra International Airport. TrustCheck confirmed that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority had approved the opening of the newly built Anambra International Cargo and Passenger Airport for commercial operations with effect from December 2021. In a letter dated December 1, 2021 and addressed to the former governor of the state, Willie Obiano, the Aviation Authority said that it had received security clearance from relevant security agencies for the opening of the airport. Speaking on the development, the former Anambra State Commissioner for Works, Mr. Marcel Ihejofo, had said, with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority's clearance, airlines already approved by the relevant authorities to operate at the Anambra Airport, such as Air Peace, Ibom Air, United Nigeria, and others were expected to start scheduling flights in and out of the airport immediately. Independent verification by TrustCheck shows that domestic passenger airlines currently flying to Anambra State are Air Peace and United Airlines. When we come back after the break, we'll bring you our verdict. Welcome back to TrustCheck. TrustCheck can confirm that Anambra State currently has an operational civil passenger airport, hence the claim by Reno is false. On today's episode of Need to Know, we will enlighten you on two topics. One is on the ownership and operations of Nigeria Air, while the other is on yellow fever. The federal government has assured that a national carrier known as Nigeria Air is set to commence operations soon. This is actually not the first attempt by the President Buhari administration to float the carrier, as the airline was first unveiled in an air show in England in 2018. The airline was suspended 2 months after it started operations due to concerns raised over its relevance and sustainability. However, in July 2022, the Federal Executive Council approved the leasing of 3 aircraft to enable the airline commence operations at a later date. Who owns Nigeria Air? Well, a breakdown of the ownership of Nigeria Air shows that Ethiopian Airlines holds the highest share with 49% shareholding. It is followed by Emirates Holdings Company Limited and Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC with 46% shareholding. I know it will surprise you to know that the federal government holds the least shareholding in the national carrier with a 5% shareholding. When and how will the airline commence operations? According to the Minister of Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika, Nigeria Air will be launched with 3 Boeing 737-800 planes suitable for the Nigeria aviation market. He said an interim executive team of highly skilled aviation experts has been working since February to set up all necessary regulatory and industry requirements to launch the national carrier. The minister also noted that it is the overall share capital of around $300 million provided by the preferred bidder that would launch Nigeria Air to its full size of 30 aircraft and international operations within the next 2 years. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with yellow fever. Welcome back to Trust Check. A lot of people think yellow fever is the same as malaria fever. However, this is not so. Yellow fever is an illness caused by the yellow fever virus. The earliest recorded epidemics occurred in Barbados, Cuba, and Mexico between 1647 and 1649. There were subsequent outbreaks in North America and Europe between 17th and 19th centuries. The virus is found in tropical and subtropical areas of Africa and Central South America, with the illness being epidemic in 34 African countries, including Nigeria. Yellow fever remains a disease of significant public health importance, despite the availability of a safe and effective vaccine. With an estimated 200,000 cases and 30,000 deaths every year all over the world, the earliest outbreak of yellow fever in Nigeria was reported in Lagos in 1864, with subsequent regular outbreaks reported up until 1996. For 21 years, no further confirmed cases were reported until September 2017, following which Nigeria has been responding to successive outbreaks. Just last month, NCDC yellow fever situation report showed that, cumulatively from 1st January 2022 to 31st July 2022, a total of 1,179 suspected cases have been reported from 416 LGAs in 36 states, including the FCT, with 14 deaths in 10 states. While Borno, Jigawa, and Katsina states reported the highest cases, Lagos reported the lowest. What are the signs and symptoms of yellow fever? The yellow fever virus incubates in the body for 3 to 6 days. Some of the symptoms a patient will experience include yellowness of the eyes, sudden fever, loss of appetite, headache, nausea or vomiting, and body pain. In complicated cases, high fever returns and several body systems are affected, usually the liver and the kidneys. Eventually, the patient may die after 7 to 10 days. How can yellow fever be prevented? Vaccination is the most important means of preventing yellow fever. The yellow fever vaccine is safe and affordable, and a single dose provides lifelong protection against yellow fever disease. A booster dose of the yellow fever vaccine is not needed. People who are usually excluded from vaccination include infants aged less than 9 months, pregnant women, except during a yellow fever outbreak when the risk of infection is high, people with severe allergies to egg protein, and people with severe immunodeficiency due to HIV and AIDS or other causes, or who have a thymus disorder. Can yellow fever be treated? Not really. However, good and early supportive treatment in hospitals can improve survival rates, though it is acknowledged that there is currently no specific antiviral drug for yellow fever. Specific care should be given to treat dehydration, liver and kidney failure, and fever. While we bring you weekly reports on false information circulating on and off social media, it is important to stop the spread of fake news by simply verifying information before you share, putting into consideration that fake news causes damage with irreversible effects. For more details on the fact check, visit www.trustcheck.dailytrust.com and follow us on all social media platforms at Trust TV News. Until we come your way next week, I am Hajara Hussaini.